Welcome in. Today's going to be a general read for everyone at any time. Welcome into the room. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to jump right into a general read. Let's see. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can join the chat. Let me know where you're visiting from. I'm not taking any questions today, but I'm just so glad that you're here with me. It jacks the vibe for me. Gives me some like better feel. Get better feedback that way. I've got the big screen right over here. I can see everybody as you come in and chit chat and say hello. We are calling down the spirit of Saint Hildegard of Bingen. Pray for us. Holy Mother Mary, pray for us. Saint Benedictus, pray for us. And we call down the power of Archangel Michael's protection. Any spirit coming in to visit with us today that doesn't have any good intention, honey, you're going to have to repent or you're going to get burned trying to get out. That gate closes forever. So if you're cross-watching with ill intent, trying to find out, trying to stalk your lover, you're going to find some shit out that you don't want to find out about. Probably about yourself. Today's topic is on how spirit keeps the tribe out of trouble. It doesn't keep us out of trouble. Let me fix that. It's how spirit keeps us away from trouble, because trouble likes you a lot. Trouble is like hot for Jesus. You might have felt like you have been talking to the wall. Some of you may have experienced, like I forecasted last week, that if you're going to be getting forecasts or downloads that might be super heavy, if some of you are prone to bodily seizures or bodily impact, that was going to come in especially hard for you. Somebody got hit in the pelvis chakra trying to handle this by themselves. And spirit is not waiting for an answer. Something. During Lent, you've been advised to not. So that takes us to April 2nd. You've been advised to not make any deals. Don't go into debt. Something for the next 90 days. This, if you're in a different frame. Something, the ginger hair, so there's a redhead involved, bringing you good news. And this is pure good news. Like we had Oxime is some kind of deviant agent contained within the group, and this is on its head. There is no deviation from pure intent here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. Hit that subscribe button for me so you can join the chat and let me know where you're visiting from. Today is general reading, but boy, come on into the chat and let's visit for a while. Yeah, today's focus is on how spirit keeps you not out of trouble. It's like the Hippocratic Oath going on for you. You can still break somebody's arm in doing no harm. If it's necessary to break their arm to save their life, or to reset their arm is a good example. Resetting a broken arm. It's spirit keeps you away from trouble in a way that you are permitted to move around freely somehow, but spirit, you've got a way of just like cutting through, like coming through, make a hole, like it or not. There's just something about this. Like the whole world responds to you this way. They cut a fucking way out for you. And for you, it feels like isolation because you're in this space by yourself. But what's happening is you have the spirit team that moves ahead of you and just cuts like the wake of air ahead of a semi truck going at full speed. And you just blast your way through. And it's not you, it's your presence is so large that it's your spirit just makes a wake of pressure ahead of you. Something in the next 90 days is going to come through with a stroke of luck. I don't want to stand too much on stereotype, but that's what I'm getting with the ginger hair. Some travel this summer or some searching this summer. The next 90 days that will bring us into summer. You're going to be stopped. Yeah, confirmation. Down in front, confirmation. There's going to be a fight going on around you. Who's there? South Wales. Just Jody. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for the props. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see here. Oh, that just hit the wall there. Again, anechoic chamber. It's like you're bouncing around in the dark, in a dark room, sort of bouncing off of the edges, feeling, or, I don't like this. What I'm picking up on is the energy that you have locked up inside of a void cell. You've got somebody tried to live rent free in your head and it got all Warshak on them. Welcome to hell, baby. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. Yeah, this is giving more of we had Ilbis, or we had a spirit come through. They got trapped in form a couple of weeks ago, and it's more of like they're still trying to figure out where the fuck they are. They've got a poker face. They've just now figured out that they're trapped in your energy. This is where the seizing came from. This download came with a writer of names and wordplay. Don't get caught up in the construct. A Winona for me. It's just code. It's the way it comes in for me. They have some kind of like lamprey spirit energy, trying to make things happen faster than it should. They're cutting off with the throat chakra, and it's inverse here. That lamprey spirit energy, like a homunculus, not jealousy. It's something that is riding on this person, trying to get to tribe, trying to get to you. Yeah, they're not interested in slaving this person up. They only want to use them for a little while. They're only riding. They're not inhabiting. This person isn't possessed so much as has an attachment. And that's part of this thing is they're trying to get to you. Oh, it's coming in backwards. What is going on? Backwards? Your words are coming back to you? Gaming Bros, what's up? Oh, I don't even want to know what my Fortnite score is doing right now. It has been too long. You take a break too much if Fortnite changes too hard. Has anybody seen the next Fallout season? Don't give me any spoilers. I just want to know if it's worth the membership to see it. Did they do a good job with it again this year? Or did they just go, because I see what's his face, Coggins is just like shilling everything left and right while he's got his 15 minutes up at the top. Welcome, everything's going to be okay. Holding your breath. Someone here was holding their breath, waiting for some signal. You might be getting some omens or some messages through. Again, we're getting back to our focus here. So Spirit likes to let you move around freely. Has to. Spirit can't control you. That's what Spirit found out in my download this morning. That'll be the other half of our message today if I didn't bungle it up, because I'm only going to do this for a little while, and then we're going to do another message at 2:30. This life on the blade business. It's some giving some Schrodinger's cat. Bronze in the World UK Nationals. Nice. Nice. I'll props for you. Right on. I'm not following it so much. There's some business about getting caught up in the construct and forgetting your spirit Spirit's missing you. Getting distracted. So people drop you without explanation, and this is them separating themselves from you through their shame and guilt. You vibe so high that nobody can keep up, and nobody can get near you. You're just, it's not even if they could keep up. It's more like, oh, Adventureland, Adventure Time, and you can't get near the fire princess close enough to kiss her. She's too hot, blazing too bright, too glaring, as much as you want to, as much as she wants it back. Something like that. There's this not being, it's because they are not worthy. And this is how you're going to recognize your place in tribe and your place in spirit mission. Your place, not that you got to work for anything. There's a whole lot of getting caught up in the construct. The way you broadcast your aura, or the way the thought form of you, it's like the big one going off. People can't look away. This is how you're going to recognize how important you are to the whole scheme of things. Spirit's not going to let you get close to anybody, and it's to keep you from being distracted by minor life form events. You're not meant to be participating in this place. Do not be distracted by senseless affairs. You are not meant to have a normal life. You are not meant to be holding down a day job. You are not because these things are beneath you or dishonorable, but because where your mental energy needs to be to fulfill your purpose, even your day job is not going to allow you to have a normal life. You're just not gonna have access to those things. It's going to be taken from you left and right, either through illness or there's no clowning here. Your spirit is not going to allow you to get comfortable. And this is different from being conditioned through an abusive relationship that doesn't allow you to come to rest and traumatizes you to shake you out of a restful state. And that creates post-traumatic stress, and it creates a trigger response. This isn't about keeping you on edge. This isn't about never being able to come to rest. This is about you going back to sleep. And yes, the words did fall on the right ears. Whatever you do, don't go to sleep. Don't fall asleep. Somebody here failed to comply. And they went right back into the comfortable life where they got to put the blinders up. Someone became woke for just a moment. And that's the litmus test for spirit, is if you can tolerate waking up all the way. Can you tolerate being woken up? Or will your system shut down and fail? Are you an NPC? Oh, yeah, you broke a broken coven. Oh gosh, here we go. We're going to take this nice and slowly because it shouldn't shock. That's the rudeness of feeling shocked and the rudeness of changes and the suddenness of it. None of these things should surprise us anymore, that these messages come in so clearly and so virulently. There was a broken coven, so a dark group, two semi-witches that were indulging in addiction, dealing with a male who was dominating all of them, a narcissist and flying monkeys set up, triads, or a male warlock who went out and hunted for two broken females he could control and modulate for their resources, and keeps them in a state of agitation and in a state of addiction. He enables their addictions and their personal problems, because when they're in that state, they are generating a lot of static, and he uses that static energy and tries to just uses raw garbage energy to try to be the engine and the fuel for what he's doing as just a singular warlock. So it's a broken coven. We've talked about this before. So yeah, it's all power exchange. So there is what you need to focus on this is there is a narcissistic energy coming in as a real hero. So who plays the hero anymore? Come on. And if you got to tell me that you're a hero, you got to tell me your hero story. It's I'm getting a lot of movie references here. We got a dark Virgo. You need to release from attachment here and cut the deception. That's how you cut the deception. What you have on the side, or who you may be, or who these two dark witches are working with this, is you might have a broken Scorpio and a Pisces. So this is giving somebody with a nasty business that wants that dark, that sees this guy as the cavalry to their Scorpio needful drama, continuous like garbage life, likes to stir up energy, likes to be the nasty bitch in the background, likes to be the signifier. And then this Pisces, and I know who you are. I can see the two of you right here. This dark Scorpio is a fucking hustler and a whore, and has always got a bag of whatever you need in her bottom of her purse, because she's running around for somebody else. She's a mule for somebody. She's somebody's bottom bitch. And she's got this bestie little friend that is naive, can get pretty much like, has put all of her trust in this basically alpha female, sigma female. But if you're a sigma, you wouldn't be working with anybody. This scalping sort of energy. And gives this naive thing a little bit of never too scary, but always pushing them. To their little sidekick. It's their little sidekick. And not nasty bad energy, But this dark Scorpio is slowly groomed. That's what it's giving. They're grooming this other person to being their bottom bitch. And it's this dark warlock, that is that it is helping this along. This Pisces thinks that this is strictly sexual energy, and thinks that Pisces is smart enough to hear, honey, you're not clever enough. This is a game. Again, I'm hearing the echoes from earlier. This is a game that has been played for a millennia before you ever got here, sweetheart. This is behavioral. Yeah, it's giving liars, abusers. So we're talking to Pisces right now. Pisces is in over her head. There it is. There might be some actual addiction, but yeah, honey, this poor Pisces is in over her head. Way in over her head. If you're friends with this Pisces, you're not going to be able to talk them away from this unless you can match the excitement level and the thrill that this here, it makes them feel like they belong. Pisces, you're getting slowly stimulus groomed. Yeah, there's no blessings and no wealth in this. You're being groomed. And as adults being groomed, the process isn't unsimilar from children being groomed. And let's see. Luna, I wish I was taking questions from Super Chat, but I don't think I have access to Super Chat. I don't have anything set up through YouTube yet. The channel hasn't yet matured that I can monetize. But I am taking your donations to help along until we get there at Angel Radio Tarot through Venmo. And there's a PI here that's watching over this. So there's a controller here, definitely a controller. This liar abuser is definitely policing this situation. And the Scorpio is playing along because the Scorpio is no longer being treated like a bottom bitch. The Scorpio is being involved on almost a fake peer level, being welcomed into a secret with this warlock. So, but honey, you're not that secret, that Scorpio. You're playing super secret squirrel club. But you don't matter at all. I'm not talking about that dark Scorpio because it's not here. But this Pisces just has had no exposure to how these things operate with when you have ill intent. They're sitting over here going, no, everybody's cool. They told me so. Oh, that just hit right here in the power button. Oh, Pisces, what the fuck? Heavenly angels, and we're going back to spirit keeps you away from trouble. My ex used to say, you fall into the biggest piles of shit and you always come up smelling like roses, and it drives me fucking crazy. Because he was over here doing this, trying to prop me into catching all of the heat for something to feed it back up, to have need, to have to come back, to have to be in compromise. No, Pisces doesn't have shit to materially offer except for, so then why the fuck are you there? You're going to provide some service for them. You're about to be the fall guy for something, the scapegoat. They know you excel at most everything they do, so you're going to be the one that's going to work really, really hard to keep your life together and protect them. So what the whole download for me was, people dropping you without explanation is not because you were good enough for them. It's because you were too good for them. They couldn't get you to succubus. They couldn't get you to come along. They couldn't tempt you into it because it wasn't, that this isn't obvious to you, says that you are the wrong kind of person for this. They almost feel bad that they're not willing to do the things to break somebody down that is so good that they don't even pick up on what's going on. Like that they think that Scorpio and Warlock would never hurt them like that. It's almost purifying that you're driving this purity back up this ugly chain. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Who is that? Zulula? Oh, Just Jody, I'm just catching up with your comment about your son. Just had Welsh champion gold medal in UK finals for game design. Nice. Congratulations. Tell them congratulations for us. So the Pisces is here's the whole thing. When you get caught away. Oh, I hate this. Because Virgo, you're so good at this shit. You're so good at playing dirty. There is a larger game at hand. When you are being pulled out of a situation, you may go from people may look at you and say, you go from career to career to career, or you go from this social setting to that social setting. Where's, that's why nobody wants to hang out, because you never stay. And it's because you get pushed out of places over and over and over. And you've spent your whole life getting pushed out of places, and that makes you needy for the connections that you do get. But what Spirit's trying to do is to just would you just stop trying? Would you just sit still and get down with yourself really, really hard here? Like really just cut all of your attachments, 27, so that you are truly spending time with yourself. Tell everybody you're taking 6 months off from contact. Really, and you don't take that long, fine. But just knowing that you can isolate it's about your identity and about your ego here. It's about what you can spiritually withstand. COVID forced us into isolation, but it taught us how to maintain relationships while we were there. But all large spiritual waves, it was just a practice run for you to, now that you know you can, now it's time for you to do it, experimenting with purpose. So, while it might not necessarily be the actual feds, there is this parental Virgo energy. It's more like a gentle encouragement. Like, yes, you're on the right track. Yes, this is hard work. It's going to take discipline. That's what's giving here, is this kind of discipline. This it's not military. I mean, feds come around in civilian clothes. They may have been military, which makes them good feds, but feds are generally understood as being kind of civilianish. It's a government job, but you're not wearing a military uniform. So that you already have to have all of that fed level self-discipline in order to get in that place. This is just one example of how you basically can go anywhere and you're untouchable, but it takes a massive drain out of somewhere. And if it doesn't seem to drain you, where is that energy coming from? As you see time and time again, whether you like it or not, massive waves of spiritual correction pass behind you. By the time this wave reaches side to side with you, where you're actually seeing it pass through people's lives as before you get ejected from their lives, it's because they're getting not gobsmacked, but godsmacked. Anytime anybody gets close to you, their whole situation gets like it's given the correction bureau. Thank you for the props, all those happy faces. You're not the correction bureau. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing anything wrong. So it fell out. You're not transmuting, but when it fell out on the secret, the private reality is you change everyone you come in contact with. And they move away from you because you shatter their entire world. You just, if you're the seer, it's not that you illuminate things. Your aura is so powerful, it burns away the construct overlay on top of, you wake up in the morning, you take a piss. You go eat something, you walk across the room. The sun is up, the sun is down. We wake up the next day, that kind of life. I'm not, the construct is, I got to go to work, I got to pay a bill because I'm the girl in the relationship or I'm the man in the relationship. And then there's all of these duties that have to be performed. When life transfers from the moment you wake up and you realize that you were awake in this body and alive once again, to when you flip the switch and you have ego and responsibility and a schedule. Who the fuck came up with the calendar? What the hell is that? Because if you take it away, we're still here. We still wake up the next day, and it's not Tuesday, it's just day. And we do this over and over and over. The cyclic existence. None of that stuff matters except for to keep us comfortable while we are stuck in cyclic existence. So when you come along, you walk in through a body of peoples, a body of souls, and you melt the cloaking device of construct. And they suddenly realize that all their shame, all their doubt, all their fear is all due to the construct. Somebody here feels like they're not everything that they need for this. They are not ready for this message. It gives you anxiety because everything that you relied on from before as being security and regularity, the sun comes up, the sun comes down. Well, if the sun didn't come up and the sun didn't go down and the moon didn't do its thing, would we use a calendar? There would be some other cycle happening that we would regulate by. But why do we need to do that? What is that compulsion? Spirit team's whispering to us on the side. I might be giving away things we're not supposed to be talking about. While we're here and you've forgotten what time it is, and you've forgotten how long it's been here, and you've forgotten because you were attending something else in front of you or on your mind. Power exchange. It's a power exchange. So when you go into a room, the cloak falls away. Lucifer is here with the other side. It's a mirror image. It's this filmy overlay. Do you ever see the sides of bus windows and they're not really painted over? It's this pixelated sort of screen printed on the side so people can still see out. But it's not, it could be the image of a landscape. So that you can project into the 3D depth of that landscape. Or you could recognize that you're looking at the side of a bus. People's fantasies of what is happening in front of them fall, what do they call it? The scales fall from their eyes. Do not be distracted by senseless affairs. The scales fall from their eyes. I'm going to have to go back and translate your words there, Zalula. There's a belief and a knowing, as opposed to faith, the story of faith and belief. Do you believe it and know it? Or do you have faith? Is it a fantasy that you assign trust that you have yet to determine? Because you don't really know it. You don't really believe it yet. You have faith. Do you know your parents love you? Or do you have faith that your parents love you? Do you know that God loves you, or do you keep faith that God loves you? There's a difference. No clown in here. This is big stuff. This is big stuff. If you want to know how to get started on the journey of self-realization, you can look at the Guru Journey in the third book. It's like chapter 9 or chapter 19 or something. In Nickelodeon's The Last Airbender, Avatar, The Last Airbender. And his conversation with the guru is like the children's allegory in every religious story, and they lay it out. Clear. I searched for 15 years of information of how to use chakra meditation, even what chakras clearly were. And so much of the data on the web was being abused. At that time, it was just a whole lot of charlatans, and you had paywalls. There's nothing but paywalls. And they laid that out as clearly. And I worked that meditation, and for 18 months, I watched my life be destroyed, dismantled, and reassembled as something I did not recognize. And it was the beginning of something much bigger, much, much bigger. Some of you are working with the sigil right now. And we got once more to pull this out. There's something else here. We're getting conceptual, but I want to get back into something very specific here. It is the troubles. What kind of troubles are we looking for now? Now that we have the pattern, now that we understand, we know, not just have faith, but we know the pattern. What is it? Here we go. What is it that we need to be looking for? Do we need to even worry about having these troubles? Or do we need to continue the pattern of educating ourselves on living in this permanent vigilance? There is a reason for celebration here. I get that there is some letting up of a need to be constantly vigilant. Your sigils in place are doing a lot of work. The emotional manipulation and instability is coming from family wealth and your ties to financial. This might be leaning on other people's energy. Again, if we're talking about ties here, we're talking about self-reliance and resilience. The next time you want to pick up the phone and call somebody and ask them, you're accustomed to leaning on them for, you already know the answer, but you're calling them just to comfort yourself, or you're calling them to double check your own ideas. No. Resist the urge. Exercise some self-reliance, and that does require purposeful isolation in the mind. Know your own mind. You're going to have to exercise your own mind by finding the boundaries and the limitations. Learning feels like stupid. You're going to have a fail. It's going to be scary, like being home alone for the first time when you were 11. Lean on your knowing. I'm going to read these cards through. Yeah, this is giving deeper spiritual journey. Very vague because we're not dealing with any. We already covered Pisces to set us up for a specific exchange, but that's just Pisces. You're just being used as an example. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna get a full spread here. In spiritual independence, it's what's being called for. So, you know, in the Baptist church, I learned a phrase of don't ever pray to God for patience because he will test you until you learn it. Can you feel that shit? You will be clarified by fire if necessary. It's not always necessary. Temperance is on its head. So while we have this celebration here, there is a cause for celebration. There's going to be an opportunity for celebration. And we've got just a few more minutes here. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. You're watching live. But if you'd like to make a contribution to help the channel grow until we mature on Facebook or on YouTube, not on Facebook. I'm only on YouTube. And until the channel matures on YouTube, I can take donations through Venmo at Angel Radio Tarot. How can you help mature the channel? By binge watching. We need more hours of the channel watched. That's what it just comes down to. We've got enough subscribers, but every subscriber counts. And thank you for staying. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining the chat. Let's finish this read together. I'm Cece. Thank you for being here. So we've got this cause for celebration for sure. Like you can celebrate. I mean, it's there. It's there. You can have this wonderful situation where you get to celebrate. But there's some things weighing you down. And this is the power of that attachment. Like living rent-free in your head. It is giving codependency. Because what just came back up was this petty play with going Warshak. And sometimes you have to do that with the boundary, right? You set a boundary. You told these people it was going to smart. You smacked them on the back of the hand. And then you smacked them upside the back of the head. They got the fucking point. Now, whether they choose to stay or not, it's going to be whether you continue engaging in the punishment ritual. Disengage. It's time. There's a time that comes where you disengage. Stop enjoying their punishment. Stop enjoying the return back and forth. Stop enjoying the reset when you see them coming back for another round of repeated behavior. Disengage. Other than that, it becomes a codependency. Stop going back, picking that scab. Let it heal. Leave them alone. Let it heal. Because there's indecision and stalemate, avoiding confrontation. You've made your point, and then right next to it, indecision, lack of progress, failed partnership, and a lack of confidence. You smacked them good. Where would you be right now if you just got walloped? You'd be over in the corner licking your wounds, trying to figure out how not to get walloped again. You've got to give them time to process. 4404, okay? That's a moment of grace. Family tradition and legacy, material wealth, financial security is being emotionally manipulated, and it's creating this instability. How does this play into our larger message about spirit keeping you away from trouble? You go wherever you want, but spirit's not going to let these people near you if they're not worthy. It's like a overprotective guard dog. But you are that 4444 on the clock. You are that. You are that entity that requires this kind of safeguarding. Greed and materialism with unfulfilled desires, self-doubt and weakness, lack of inspiration and enthusiasm, emotional instability with mood swings, abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency. Okay, I was going to say this gives overindulgence here, but it's right next to the extreme balance and disharmony. So it's not just emotional instability, it's going to cut in on financial eventually. It's going to come it's going to come pocket watching on your ass. And then it's going to get really fucking grabby, extreme, imbalance, disharmony, excess. They're going to come and spend all your fucking money. Financial stability is what's in hand. This is what's at risk. Look at that. Look at that. Financial instability is what's at risk eventually. If your mind doesn't matter to you enough, perhaps the effort that you took with your mind to make bank is enough of a reason for you to stop feeding into whatever that situation is. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to make it work with something that spirit has removed from you out of reach. All right, that's what we have for today. I'm so glad you were here. Wow. Meow, meow. Well, we'll have another question and answer session here soon. I've got another reading coming up at 2:30. There's something already scheduled, so come back then, and we'll see if that's a good time to be taking questions. We'll see what spirit guides us to do by then. But we do regularly share live readings. Sorry, I've been just down taking care of myself for about a week, sleeping as much as I can when I can. So if you're midlife lady, it's going through reverse puberty is like having a new baby in the house. You sleep when sleep lets you sleep. All right, folks, welcome. Check out the videos. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I'm coming back around. We'll see you again at about 2:30. I'm Cece. We'll see you then. Take care.